changing our focus completely to a totally different one, and we're looking at the tenure extension for service chiefs. And to discuss that, Sheyi Adetayo is a security consultant. He joins us on Sunrise Daily. Thank you so much indeed for coming at this time. What do you think necessitated this tenure extension for the service chiefs in the first place?
Well, honestly speaking, I don't think it is a strategic decision. To me, it appears more like a political decision rather than being strategic, because if you look at the way security agencies are structured in such a way that you know, your tenure or your length of service is actually planned. You know, it's either you clock 60 years of age or you spend 35 years in service. And promotion to the highest cadre, by the time you get to a particular level, it becomes a political kind of a decision. So there are people there that are actually waiting for their own turn, believing that by the time I spend like 32 years in service, I should be ripe to become a service chief. And then when you now say that because they have been performing very well, they are not the only one working in those agencies. There is no decision they will take without input from the people that are actually working with them.
But if you say that, the next in line that should have been maybe promoted to become a service chief, are they working close enough with the current ones who are now, their tenure has been extended? Were they working close enough with them to understand the complexity of the security challenges that we face?
That's exactly what I'm trying to say. You see, you try to create a negative impression to the world when you say you don't have a succession plan. It is part of, that should be, you know, sacrosanct in every organization, that you must have a succession plan. So if you are a leader and you are not bringing somebody to take over from you, you are a failure. And that is the truth. I've seen that happen in the past when, you know, like in the DSS, when they will be, past leaders have been asked to hand over, they will say, no, I don't have somebody to take over. And you separately say, you know what, go and hand over to the next in line. And so we have a situation whereby people sit, you know, in position and they don't want to leave. And when it gets to time for them to leave, they're like, we don't have. And that is something that you don't see in corporate organization. Their succession plan must be part and parcel of our leadership program. That every leader, at the time you are going for this, management courses, you know, is part of the things that you ought to have been taught. That you need to breed people that will take over from you.
But you also think about the situation at hand. I mean, apart from we have certain challenges, security challenges at hand, but some will say you don't change a winning team, especially when you have a pressing situation at hand.
This is not like football. This is not a football game.
Okay.
This is civil service. This is a government organization. You see, a situation whereby somebody is expecting that in the next 2 years,
sorry,
it's supposed to be...
It's not civil service, it's public service.
Public service.
Public service.
Okay.
I'm just trying to, you know, both public service and civil service.
In this case, it's a public service because of the regimentation.
Of course, I understand. And if somebody is expecting that in the next 2 years, I should be a service chief, and then you prevent them, what impression are you giving to the people behind? That means you are trying to tell them that their hope of one day become. You see, the day you are commissioned as an officer, your goal is to become one day either a service chief. And then that should not be truncated.
Okay, but you see, there was a time in this country, I think we had service chiefs, multiple service chiefs in the space of like 3 to 4 years. At that time, there was really no situation at hand, no pressing security challenge that needed to be handled. But now we're having issues of kidnappings, pockets of attacks by Boko Haram insurgents who, as the government says, have been decimated. And you say the people who are manning the situation now should be removed and a new set brought in.
So you are not actually getting something here. It is not a service chief that is actually carrying out those jobs.
But they are coordinated.
The people
but they are
doing it.
They are coordinated.
Yes, I understand they are coordinated, but you need to understand, see, the morale of the people, of the workers, of the officers is important.
So do you think the president just did it arbitrarily, because the statement that was released says, after considering certain parameters? Don't you think the president, being a former general, a former military man, had time to think about the morale of the people and what it would mean and how this would affect them?
You see, that's why I said that. See, decisions taken at that level are political decisions. Now, now it is either the decisions were taken based on strategic reasons, or just mere political reasons. When I mean political reasons, you have a responsibility of taking a decision, and you feel that at this moment I'm comfortable with this, and say, okay, you know what, you people should continue. I'm not talking, so when I mean political, I'm not talking about elections, or I'm talking about, the reason for taking such action. You see, when you take action, doesn't mean that you've considered all areas. It's about what kind of advice that you were given at the point, or what the information is available, the type of information available to you at the time that you are taking a decision. I'm speaking from an angle of somebody who has been in the public service in the past, and I understand the feeling. See, if you have not been there, you will not understand. When people are complaining of stagnation, when people are writing promotion exams, and you see, somebody just complained to me yesterday that about 120 of them wrote exams to move to the next level, and only 20 of them were promoted. Not because others failed, they failed them because the positions at the top can only accommodate 20 people. Now, when you cannot continue to perpetuate people in position, and you don't allow the free flow of the way the organization is structured to move, you are going to create a lot of discontentment at that level. And that is very, very important. When people begin to feel that, well, I don't think that there is hope for me when I get to the highest level, because political decisions would deprive me of being able to achieve the goal, the reason why. And you see, the single most important asset every organization will have is the morale of the staff.